Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Storytime in Color. I am Kamila Pritchett, and today we have a special guest. So I'm going to start with an opening book in just a couple of minutes. I have the Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History book again. I'm going to be reading a profile from that, and then I will bring my special guest on today. I'll tell you a little bit about her after I read the opening book. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the opening story is about Ida B. Wells. And this is the drawing of Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells was a journalist and an activist. She was a natural-born activist. Wherever she saw injustice, she stood up against it. She was born a slave in Mississippi, but emancipation came to the South when she was still a child. And this meant she had the opportunity to get an education. After college, she worked as a teacher, but lost her job for criticizing the poor conditions of Black segregated schools. In 1884, 71 years before Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama, Ida refused to leave her seat in the woman's car on a train in Memphis, Tennessee. She had purchased a first-class ticket, but was asked to leave and join the African-American car. Ida did not go quietly. She filed a lawsuit against the railroad and eventually won her case. There was no rule that said Black women could not ride in the women's car. However, segregation legislation was soon implemented in Tennessee, and Ida received no further justice in this matter. 3 years later, her case was overturned, and she took her frustrations and wrote an article in the newspaper under the name Iola, which later became known as Iola, Princess of the Press. Journalism became her outlet. She was the owner and editor of the Memphis Free Speech and Headlight, and later the Free Speech. She took a major stance against lynching and faced death threats for her words. In 1898, she led a huge anti-lynching campaign all the way to the White House. Ida knew the power of words and knowledge and continued to use her voice to stand up for what was right. Good morning, Camille. Do you have Lyric and Zariah with you? Good morning. I just read the biography of Ida B. Wells, who was a journalist and an activist. Parents, you can talk to your children more about what a journalist does and what an activist does. I think it's important for us to know that this was in 1884, Ida B. Wells was exhibiting activism in the way that she knew how, and it laid the foundation for people who feel like they may be wronged in this country and not treated right to feel free to express their discomfort and their disdain with the situation by peacefully protesting, which is what she did. So here's another picture of Ida B. Wells. And now I'm going to be inviting on to join us Miss Wilnetria Wright, who is the founder of Splash on Literacy and Wise Girls Read. It's important for young children to be interested in literacy, and she engages them in literacy around art through her mobile art studio. So I'm going to add her on. Let me send a request. And she's going to share with you all today. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Can everybody in the comments hear? Because I can hear. I think nobody's saying they can't hear.
Yeah, no one is saying they can't hear.
Okay, all right, Miss Wright. So thank you for coming. It's good to see you guys.
Nice to see you too.
Got a little rocket haters in the comments.
I see. Bulls.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself and about the book that you're going to be reading today.
Okay, I'm Wilnetria Wright. I was born in Miami, of course, but I am the creator of a kids art studio called Splash on Literacy. And what we do is we read, imagine, paint, and create. So basically, it's kind of like sipping strokes. I just took out the sip and I added a book for the kiddos. So that's mainly what I do. And for Wise Girls Read, it's just a book club that I have for girls, and we just represent girl power and books that has females and girls, all about females and girls as well. So that's a little bit about Miss Wright.
Okay. And so what book are you going to be reading for us today?
Today I'm going to be reading Astro Girl, and it is by Ken Wilson Max, and it's all about this little one here and what she, and you probably already know what she wants to become. So let's see what happens. I'm ready to rock.
All right,
here we go. Astro Girl by Ken Wilson Max, and I'll make sure everyone sees the pictures. So no worries about that. Astrid had loved the stars in space ever since she could remember. So that's Astrid. What did I say like Astrid? So her friend. I want to be an astronaut, Astrid told her best friend Jake as they gazed up at the stars. Will you bring me an asteroid when you come back home? Will you come back from space? Asked Jake. Of course I will, Jakey. So her little nickname is Jakey. I want to be an astronaut, Astrid said at breakfast. Are you sure? Papa asked. You'll have to go around the earth in your spaceship. He swung her around. I can do that, Astrid said, giggling. What about eating food out of a tube or a package every day? I can do that, said Astrid as she munched on a cereal bar. There she is. Okay, Astro Girl, you'll also have to get used to zero gravity. Papa threw her up in the air. I can do that all day long, Astrid laughed. I think she's having a good old time. What about all the science experiments, asked Papa. Could you do those, my brave explorer? No problem, said Astrid, as they made rocket ship cookies. Look at that. Rocket ship cookies. Will a space cadet like you be able to sleep on your own among the stars, Papa asked? I think they will be very hard, but I'll do it, Astrid whispered. Come on. At last it was time to go get Mama. Astrid wore her favorite space t-shirt. Where do you think Mama is? Let's see. At the Space Center, Astrid and her papa moved to the front of the crowd just as the doors opened. Take a look. What do you think? Mama! Astrid gave her mama a big kiss. I missed you, Astrid. So take a look. Her mama is an astronaut. I want to be an astronaut, just like you said, Astrid. You're my hero.
Aww.
The end. Now, the back kind of tells you a little bit about different astronauts. It's women astronauts. And it kind of just gives you information all about space. But that is my book today, and Astro Girl.
That was a lovely book.
Yeah, you guys should get this one.
So is that book a part of the Wise Girls Read book club? You can get that as a part of one of the book subscriptions?
Yes, you can, and you also can get this as a book bundle. So I kind of have like book bundles where you get two 2 books, 3 books, or 4, and you can pick this book as part of our collection. So this is it. And also for the monthly boxes, just depending on the age, this book will probably come in there for ages like 5, 4, you know, the little ones.
Yeah, Godson Shakur has gotten some of those book bundles or boxes before.
Yes, that is my only wise boy, but I'm going to bring some more wise boys on, but yes.
All right, that's great. I appreciate it. And so now you said your book club, or are all of them separated by ages?
Yes.
Like, specific?
Mostly they're separated by ages, infant all the way up to maybe incoming 6th grade. That's kind of where it stops. But yeah, so they're all separated by ages. And once you like pick the book bundle or pick the subscription, you have to tell me the age of the child so I know what to put in it. And for the book boxes, this book will also come with a t-shirt for the little girls as well. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with our viewers? Let them know how they could reach you on Instagram or your website or anything.
I am Splash on Literacy on Facebook and Instagram, and also Wise Girls Read on Facebook and Instagram. And the website is just splashonlit.com, and you'll see some Wise Girl things on there. Then you could just click Wise Girl, and it'll take you to the Wise Girl page. But yeah, Splash on Literacy, Wise Girls Read. That's me.
And
thank you guys for listening.
If you go on the Bought Sold Flow page, you'll be able to see the flyers that have all Miss Wright's information. And so, Nini, are you working on anything like now with everybody being at home? And I know that your work is mostly through your mobile art studio, and you do a lot of visiting out to the spaces where the children are. What are you doing now to engage those kids around reading while everybody's at home?
Now I have a little series on YouTube called Books and Brushes. So what I do there is I'll read a book, and then I will walk them through the steps of drawing a picture from the story, and then we paint the picture together on YouTube. So there are now about 5 stories on there so far, and it's called Books and Brushes under Splash on Literacy, and they can go and listen to stories, do art with me, and paint, because paint is the best part of the whole thing. So yeah, so they'll love that.
Okay, good. So I'm going to address some of the comments. Miami Gardens Now, yes, splashonlit.com is the website, so you can go there. Also, if you go to Splash on Literacy on YouTube, you can see Books and Brushes, so that you can read a book with Miss Wright, and she'll go through an art project that you can do at home with your kids. So, so you can tie that into some of your virtual learning with your little ones while you're at home, or just something to do on the weekend with your kids. So definitely go ahead and follow her on all of her social media and on YouTube. And Ms. Wright, I appreciate you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me. This was fun.
That book. Does anybody have any questions before I let her go? Any more questions? I see the Posh Mom Life said, I love Wise Girls, currently raising
Yes,
one.
she does.
And Watrina Linnell says, so proud of you, sis.
Oh yeah, that's my sissy. Hey, sis.
Any other comments? All right, well, that's it. So thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Everybody enjoyed it, and I hope they all follow you on your mediums. Good luck with everything this summer.
Okay, bye guys. Happy reading.
Thank you. All right, everybody. So I hope that you enjoyed what Ms. Wright shared with you. I love that book. I thought it was so cute and so sweet how her mom was an astronaut at the end. I know one of my favorite female astronauts is Mae Jemison. She is also one of my sorority sisters as a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So thank you all for coming today. I hope you all stay safe out there, and love on each other, love on your kids. Spend some time reading, spend some time having some conversations with your kids, get closer, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you all next week. Peace.